So those Marines, the Medic Marines are going to move. I'm going to try to catch 815 before he has, and Defowlers out, before he has higher tech out. So know that Factor is actually just floating away a little bit so he can get in position. There is a are going to be tank coming out because there is a machine shop there, and Hive now just underway. I haven't seen any Mutalisks. We're going to see. I think 815 might have actually decided to cancel the Mutalisks. Haven't seen any Mutalisks for him so far. He might have decided, you know what, never mind. He's just going to go for quick tech because the Mutalisks probably not going to work. There are turrets. 815's Justin spotted me. Okay, Mutalisks are not, but you know, Justin spotted him. 815 completely. So all these Mutalisks are going to accomplish is to help 815 protect his natural, protecting those Mutalisks going to be coming in, and that is going to help out a lot. There is an SCV there to build turrets though to defend, and the tanks are going to be on the way to help shell those sunken colonies that are in place. Just in a very good position, I must say. Both players haven't really done any sort of damage to each other so far, but 815 is a lot more in the blind rather than Justin. Justin has got the full scout, knows exactly what's going on inside of 815's base, knows exactly the timing he should go for. Now moving out, Stim ready, doing a Stim against the Mutalisks. Mutalisks just not being very effective, trying to fly around to take out the SCV, just putting down the missile turret, not being very skillful. There's a pretty large number of Mutalisks, but they're just flying out, being useless at this point. First tank now moving out. Greater Spire actually being upgraded, so he's actually thinking of going Guardians, also getting Ultralisk Cavern, so he might actually be going for what Nuke calls the Luxuries Cauldron of Chaos, kind of Guardians alongside Ultralisk, kind of Luxuries build. Very, very powerful. Just now, Mutalisk flying around, doing a pretty decent amount of damage. Well, of course, 815 might have probably has saved up a lot of gas for this, because you're going to need a lot of gas, and only 3 gases. Of course, this is one of the good things about this map for Zerg, is that they really can mine very, very early 3 gases, and I think at this point 815 should have all those gases. Muto is still flying around trying to do some damage. A lot of sunken colonies being put to the front. There's a siege tank there now, going to start shelling one of those creep colonies, and the other colony is probably not even going to morph into sunk. It's just going to stay out there just to be risky. 2 starports actually be coming up, so we might actually be seeing Wraith play. Justin might have actually scanned the main again and spotted beautiful Mutalisk play there in one position by 815, still putting down creep colonies everywhere and using those Mutalisk to truly take out quite a large number of medic marines there. Just a rather smaller contingent alongside tanks at the natural expansion of 815. Jill's still just standing around. Greater Spire almost on the way. And Ultra's Cavern is up, so we're going to see whether we're going to see those Ultras out soon. No Defowlers out yet. I'm not quite sure if I really like this build, though, at this timing. I think 815 might actually be pushing himself for resources. Now Cocoons are up. Scan going off. I'm not quite sure if he spotted those Cocoons or not. He might have. He definitely saw the entire second up, but I'm not quite sure if he saw anything else. A lot more, even another Starport, third Starport being added in. So there's definitely something more than science hustles. Of course, this could just be science. The greatest part, of course, we're going to see. Oh, it's just really just waiting anticipation. Ultras guy don't even think can run out from except one position. Their Guardians now are up in sunken colonies. A lot of sunken colonies in position. Tanks moving back a little bit along those mini greens. I think Justin might have spotted those Guardians in the air and know that he might want to push back. Ultras now also on the way. Now it's all going to come down to 815. If 815 has the resources for this, he's going to be able to push down and do a lot of damage as long as he doesn't get his Guardians caught, especially in Irradiates. We're going to see whether those starports are for Wraiths. Yeah, they are indeed for Wraiths. 3 starports is producing Wraiths. We're going to probably have, I'm not quite sure if we're going to have Cloak. I didn't quite notice a control tower there. Turrets, a lot of turrets just outside of 815's natural also. Guardians are, of course, very slow forces, so they can get caught very easily in traps, so you got to be very careful in that regard. On the opposite side, I see that 1-1 upgrade so far ready for Justin, also not putting down his science facility, so he'll be able to get a lot of science vessels out there as well. Science vessels, of course, extremely powerful against Guardians because you can just irradiate large groups of them. And Justin actually also expanding inside of his one of his own naturals also. At his non-protected natural, just going to get a quick, more, not a quick. Why am I using the word quick? Quick doesn't quite fit. But yeah, he's going to try to go for an economic advantage, because at this point, F-15 is still, I believe, closed inside of his base. If he tries to expand, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Now these Guardians are in a very dangerous position. A lot of rays coming in. Going to be able to catch these Guardians completely off guard. Not seeing any Scourge or anything to defend them so far. Rays is coming, going to kill all these Guardians. And F-15, we'll see the look on his face. He's not looking very happy. Just a few Scourges are flying in. A lot of Guardians being killed. Most of the Guardians dead at this point. One Scourge being microed against. And oh my god, those Guardians in a horrible position. No creep colony with a spore colony ready in position. All of these Guardians going to be completely taken out. And Justin actually pushing in as soon as he saw that he's going to take out all of these Guardians. It's going to completely take him out. Some Scourge going to help finally pick off all of those Wraiths, but all the Guardians have been taken out, so now the tanks are not in as much danger as they would have been otherwise, and the tanks are going to start shelling the Circle Colonies again. Now the only chance that 815 has, he has a lot of Ultralisk. I'm not quite sure what those Ultralisk are on upgrades, but I'm thinking he probably should have Cracklings alongside those two. Now going to go for Defilement. I think his Defilement is far too late. I think he probably should have gone for a Defiler build personally. So now that Justin has countered him perfectly, and absolutely, there is this poor colony against those Wraiths there. Easily getting taken out by the tank. Tanks are slowly inching forward. Ultralisk in position, also going to get shelled. 815, you might want to move the Ultralisk out of the way. You're getting shelled. So yeah, actually 815 is going to go for a counterattack here. Is going to go to try to get a full answer. No, yes, he's actually going to go for try to go for a stun. Also has some Cracklings. Also that Ultralisk attacking, but so many Marines. The tanks are in dire danger. Probably going to get taken out. But Justin, I think, might actually be able to hold this. Ultralisk getting in a lot of blood. Every Ultralisk all being taken out. Medic Marines in such a large forces are actually going to push 815 back. 815 going to be pushed with Ultralisk now in dire danger. Some more Scourge flying in. Far too few forces for 815. Justin going to push that completely. Now going to be able to macro up. Even more reinforcement coming in just at this very moment. And GG coming in from 815. Justin dominating there. A horrible, horrible mistake there by 815. Getting his Guardians caught in a horrible position, completely lost in the game. Justin going around, high fives everywhere, perfectly deserving of this, victory. Doing the perfect counter. This is how you play StarCraft, ladies and gentlemen. You get the scout, you know exactly what your opponent's doing. You read him, and you counter him without letting him know what you're doing. And 815, having played in the blind, tried to go for a risky strategy, didn't pay off as soon as he got it. I'm not quite even sure what he was trying to do with his Guardians, but they got completely caught off guard, completely massacred. There was no anti-air, not enough Scourge in the air to protect them. He really needed more Scourge. I know he was producing some, probably using some of them as scouts. But a great game by Justin, going for a 14cc and just playing risky from the start. And in the end, it really paid off. 815 did not go, I expected him to actually get a third base quicker because I think he wasn't in that significant risk. He did equalize the economic position eventually, but then I think going for that very heavy, gas-heavy build really put him in an all-in situation. Either that build would have won him the game or not. Just an all-in situation that 815 pushed himself into, and Justin really had a lot of chances to counter, really would have been able... Basically, the build that 815 went for really gave Justin a lot of options, and he went for mass Wraiths alongside his tanks and Medic Marines, and just came out on top. So, great game. GG guys, wrenching up. Hope you enjoyed listening.